So my name is Denise Cassidy, and I've been a smoker for 48 years. I decided to give up smoking with the help of Chelsea and Westminster Stop Smoking Service after I was told that I had a hematoma on my lung, and I am now a non-smoker and very proud of that. And I would encourage anybody who wants to give up, or even if you don't want to give up, to consider your health and the damage you're doing to your health by smoking. There are so many aids now to help you stop smoking, which can only be beneficial to you and your family in the end. So take the plunge and take up some other habit, a healthy one.
Talk to me a little bit about how you found your sort of first appointment when you came into the Stop Smoking Service here at Chelsea Westminster Hospital. Was it what were your kind of like experiences, emotions?
Well, my experience was very positive. I met you, Mark, and you were very good in your approach, because you pointed out the amount of chemicals, harmful chemicals, that a cigarette has, and what it does to your blood and your oxygen level in your blood. And although I knew smoking was bad for me, I enjoyed smoking, but I wanted to give it up. And because of you pointing out all these adverse reactions, I didn't really go into the damage that a cigarette smoking was doing to me, but after you pointed all of that out, and the fact that it takes up the oxygen from your blood system, which obviously affects your lungs, affects your heart, affects your arteries, it just completely damages you. I was I was enthused by that, and I wanted to go ahead. And also you asked me to pick a date, just like that, to quit, which I wasn't prepared for, but which it drove me.
Do you find that having to say what part of the programme is we set these quick dates that people decide themselves when it was realistic for them? Do you think drawing that line in the sand somewhere and then preparing for it sort of was beneficial to you?
That was definitely beneficial to me, and I know it was 2 years ago, but I remember getting the text and from you to say, pick a date that you want to quit smoking, and I had time to prepare myself for that date, and it was extremely beneficial to me, definitely.
So we sort of touched on there the fact that it was important to set a quick date to draw the line in the sand somewhere. Yeah. You alluded to carbon monoxide monitoring. Do you remember the testing every time you came in? Do you find that helpful?
I looked forward to that, because I could see it with my own eyes. I first of all saw the initial test you did, which I think was around 10 or 14 on that scale, and that as I progressed through the course, it came down to 2, and that was so encouraging and helpful at the time to keep me going, and to resist the temptation of just lighting up a cigarette. It's very easy to just light up a fag, but
and what about knowing that you're coming in to see someone? Do you think tying it into a structured program was kind of beneficial to you?
For me, it was extremely beneficial to have that appointment and to have that help, and to know I'd be seeing somebody whose main aim was to get you to stop smoking and stop killing yourself. And to have that appointment every week, or however long that it was extremely encouraging to me, and very, very helpful. And I don't think I would have stuck to it without having those appointments.
You texted me the other morning, and you said you've now been a stop smoker for 2 years, which I was delighted to hear. What do we give you any tools to go away with to sort of, because you have your 6 sessions, and then hopefully we've got to the point where you're a non-smoker, but then you've gone away and by yourself you've done another 2 years without any further support there. How did you manage to sort of continue the motivation sort of post service?
It was a few things. I mean, you didn't just cut me off when I, you know, at the end of a certain period. I always had the option to contact you if I felt I was going to, you know, fall back into smoking. So I had that sort of that area where I felt confident that any time I could ring you or text you and make an appointment to come back. So there was that, and I wasn't left hanging. I had got things like the inhalers, the patches, for a certain number of months thereafter. And, you know, I just found other things to replace it with, such as swimming. So something more beneficial to my health. So that it all helped me. Knowing that you were here, if I ever needed to, if I was going to fall back into smoking, was a great confidence boost.
Because you could always come back to the service if you needed a move here.
Yeah.
Talk to me about life as a non-smoker.
Well, I suppose you can become very smug that you're a non-smoker, but I never pictured myself as a non-smoker. I don't honestly miss it. An odd time on the first year, especially at Christmas, I did miss it. But because of the benefit, I know that I know I'm not damaging my health any longer. I know my lungs are doing better for it, and my brain most likely, and my heart and my arteries. There's nothing to miss. You know, it is only a habit. You can pick up a different habit, a healthy habit, and you should be, you know, you can be proud of yourself that you've achieved it and empower yourself.
You said to me before that you've got a busy job and you sometimes struggle to find time to fit it in, but you've managed to. Talk to me about how important it is to find the time in your week and day to come to a stop smoking service and, you know, eventually reach your goal of being a non-smoker.
Well, you have to resolve. If I was, because of the nodule I had on my lung, I was determined not to do myself any more damage. The specialist here at the hospital had encouraged me to stop smoking, and I wasn't going to let him down, or you down, or myself down by continuing to smoke. The worst times, it was okay in work because you can't smoke in the building anyway. It was a little bit of a challenge going outside with the other girls who were all smoking and breathing in their secondary smoke, but sometimes it was an advantage in the early days. But the hardest time was at home or when you're out with friends. But once they know that you don't smoke anymore, they're not going to start trying to push a cigarette on you. Well, it's like anything else. It's just finding different tasks to do. Changing, I think you actually told me this, to change the habits. It's all a habit. So if you change your life around non-smoking, you can achieve it without too much.
If someone watching this video was in the same situation as you and had the mindset that they could never see themselves as a non-smoker, sitting now before them, what would you tell somebody who thinks, I don't think I can ever quit?
I didn't. I loved smoking. I have been a smoker since I was 19 years old. I loved smoking, and I'd still say I love smoking. It was, to me, I loved it. And I never ever saw myself giving up, with people in work around me who had given up, taken Champix and all the rest of it, to give up smoking. I'd say, oh, well done you, but you know, I like it, so I'm not going to be giving it up. But I never saw myself giving up smoking. What did drive me to it was health issue. But don't wait for a health issue to come up and bite you. Just take the step now and become a non-smoker, and you know, give yourself a longer life and be with your family for longer.
And do you think that enrolling onto a program like this one, or a similar stop smoking program, do you think that would you advise someone to do that? To enroll on a stop smoking
Oh, most definitely. I definitely don't think that I would have been able to achieve the discipline that I needed, and if I hadn't got the structure of coming here to a meeting and having the encouragement provided by your service, and also having the various tools like the inhalers and stuff to assist me in those very difficult first few months. You know, so most definitely I would encourage anybody to come to one of the quit smoking sessions here. Absolutely.